Okay, we're recording. Welcome everybody to the call tonight. I'm super excited to be with you. My name's Eric Johnson, creator and CEO of Teamzy, in case you didn't know. And it's an honor to be here with you tonight. Here's what I'm going to talk to you about tonight. I know you guys want to hear about Teamzy, and I will show it to you. Teamzy, by the way, if you haven't looked at it, it's an amazing little CRM software that allows you to get all of your DMO done in less than an hour a day. Okay, you will be so organized and efficient. You probably won't believe you're able to do anything without it, okay? But besides that, it's based on a philosophy and a system called relationship marketing, okay? And with relationship marketing, we focus on building a business with heart where we're building bridges instead of burning them, deepening relationships instead of damaging them, okay? So I want to teach you a little bit about that approach tonight first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through a little training on relationship marketing. Then I'll take you into Teamzy. We'll set it up. I'll show you how to crush a power hour in Teamzy. And then we'll do Q&A. If you have questions, you can ask me anything. Sound good? Okay, great. So let's just jump in. Where am I? Oh, wait, hold on a second, guys, before I do this. It's no fun when my keynote's on slide 10 instead of 1. Can't do that. Okay, here we go. All right, so here's the slides. How to leverage relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. Okay, to become a power hour boss. For those of you who haven't met me before, as I told you, my name's Eric Johnson. My background is in coaching and consulting. I've been a professional business coach, teaching people how to build their business based on relationships for 15 years. And network marketing is not, I fell into network marketing by accident just a few years ago. What happened was I found some products that they really just changed my life. I regained my health and my vitality, and it was a life-changing moment for me. And I was just sharing those products naturally because I was excited about them. I wasn't a distributor at that moment. But when I did realize the business opportunity was a good one and pretty easy, I wanted to take a look at doing it myself. Now, looking at my life at the time, I only had an hour a day extra. Anybody relate to that? How many of you have maybe on a good day an hour? That's all I had. I had an hour a day extra. So I started thinking about this saying, okay, if I could just find some tools to help me leverage that time, I could do this in an hour a day. So I started looking for the tools that would help me do it. Now, long story short, there weren't any good tools in our industry, so we built it. It's called Teamzy. I'll show it to you tonight, okay? The few tools that I did find, they had two major drawbacks. One, they were overcomplicated, and I can't deal with overcomplicated. It has to be super simple for me. And two, they were not based on building relationships. They were based on kind of our industry's traditional approach, which is just hit everybody up, with the offer and hope some of them shake loose as sales and keep on trucking. That's just not my style. So that's why we had to build Teamzy so that we could do it a different way. So let's talk about relationship marketing. What is relationship marketing? A lot of people think this is just selling stuff to your friends. But I want you to understand relationship marketing is not just selling stuff to your friends. Relationship marketing means that your marketing strategy is building relationships. Okay, that's what it means. And I want you to understand at the outset that relationship marketing is a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system. That's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. A lead generation system, the first thing that you as a business owner must decide for your business is which lead generation system will you employ in your business. Does this make sense? I want you to understand that you're not salespeople, you're business owners. Okay? And you need to understand also that marketing Juice Plus products and Tower Gardens and all the amazing things that you sell is not your business. You're in the lead generation business. You are in the lead generation business. As the business owner, your job is to generate leads for the business. And it doesn't matter how many sales you made today or distributors you signed to the team. If you didn't do activity that will generate new leads for the future, then today you didn't build your business. You were just busy. Okay, so you want to have this mindset at the beginning that you are in the lead generation business. Now, the good news is with relationship marketing, developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. So in simple terms, your business strategy is to meet people and build relationships with them. Pretty simple, right? It really is that simple. Now, The system has steps, and there are things that you learn, skills, and some of it's kind of an art that you perfect over time. But that, in a nutshell, is what we're going to do, is we're going to build relationships. We're going to meet people and build relationships with them so that we can turn those relationships into advocates by investing time and providing outstanding service. So that we can turn our relationships into advocates by investing time and providing outstanding service. So many people miss this part. They get the, oh, I love serving people with heart. I love what you teach. I want to help people. This is great. I resonate with this. But you need to understand the goal is not just to get that. It's just not just to help somebody become a customer or join your team. The goal is to help turn them into an advocate. Somebody who brings people, a string of people over time, constantly to your business. When you create an army of advocates, by the way, your business becomes a joy. It starts to sustain itself. You don't feel like you have to pound the pavement or beat the bushes constantly forever. All right, so let's keep going. Next principle, relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. In other words, if you're a jerk, this ain't gonna work. If you're a jerk, this ain't gonna work. Let me just see real quick hands for anyone who has come across somebody in our industry that's a little shady, a little less than trustworthy. And even if you haven't personally encountered that, the people you know have, haven't they? That's why people are skeptical and guarded when you talk to them about what you're doing, because they've experienced in the past kind of some of the trickiness of our industry. I won't necessarily call it dishonest, but let's just say it's tricky. Okay. But trust makes the work fun. If someone trusts you even just a little bit, you don't have to convince them. You don't have to sell them. You can get right to helping them. Also, trust takes the ickiness away. There's no icky salesperson feeling when you have trust. Also, trust means you get to go for yes. There's no going for no in relationship marketing. We just go for yes. Okay? Now, so how do you build trust? I'm going to teach you the basics tonight, the 4 main ingredients for building trust, okay? And that's this. Chemistry is number 1. Number 2 is character. Number 3 is competence. Number 4 is consistency. Chemistry, character, competence, consistency. Get those down and I'll break them out for you. Chemistry, character, competence, consistency. The 4 essential ingredients to building trust. Let's talk about chemistry. Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Okay? Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Very simply, nobody wants to do business with someone they don't like. Right? We have to build chemistry with people. And also, people would prefer to do business with a friend. So find your common ground with people and be very careful as a business owner to not do things that divide people along ideological or opinion lines. Find ways to find common ground with everyone so you can help more people. Make sense? Okay. Number 2, character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. You don't actually have character. Character is something you do. Okay? You don't actually have character. It's something you do. Everyone's always like, what? We're hardwired to get offended if someone questions our character, aren't we? But the truth is if we're not demonstrating care, then that's where the questioning character comes from. So you need to think about this. Everything you do, everything you say, the way you post on social media, the way you drive in traffic, whether or not you return your shopping cart to the cart return, all these little things in your life. Are you demonstrating care for others? The more you do that, the more you consistently demonstrate care for others in everything that you do and say, the more people will trust you. Make sense? And just that awareness is amazing. Okay, number 3 is competence. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you are a business person. There's 2 pieces. The first piece is, hey, I have a specific problem. Can you help me with it? Are you competent? Do you understand your products enough to help me with this problem? Okay, do I know you can help me? I'm a new tower gardener, by the way. I need lots of help. I'm glad I picked somebody competent that tells me exactly how to get rid of my snails and all that stuff, right? Okay, number 2, Do I trust you to mentor me? I shouldn't say number 2. The second half of competence is this. Do I trust you to mentor me in this business? Do I believe you're a business person? Do I believe that you are the team leader that can mentor me to be successful in this business? Right? So one is a competence that helps me trust you as a customer. One is the competence that helps me trust you as a distributor. You need to be demonstrating this. Now, demonstrating is different than just telling me you are, right? This is important for new folks. New folks don't have this competence. And a lot of times they're told to fake it. Have you guys ever heard someone say, fake it till you make it? Yeah. Okay, so new folks on the call are watching the replay. You guys do not fake your competence. You need to let people know that you're clueless. Just be honest. Say, hey, I'm brand new. But what I want you to do is lean into your team, lean into their competence and their knowledge and their know-how. I'm brand new and I don't know all the answers, but my team does. And if as a question comes up, I'll get the answer instantly. And together we'll learn. Make sense? You join my team. No, I'm not a national marketing director yet, but you join my team and we will be mentored by the best together. Okay, so new people lean into the team, lean into the team's competence until you build your own. Chemistry, character, competence. Okay, so there's a principle behind these I want to share with you, then we'll jump into number 4, and that's this. When someone's going to do business with you, they only care about 3 things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? Okay. And over time, to keep a customer, they have to believe all 3 things. Think about some time in your life where you took your business elsewhere. Was it one of these 3 things that came up? Right? So this is one of the things that they may not say, but they feel. So you want to work on the relationship, build trust over time. That's what we're talking about tonight. But you just need to understand this is where people are coming from. Okay. Excuse me. I got a little something brewing here. So I may occasionally cough on you. Excuse me for that. Number 4 is consistency. Consistency. How important is being consistent to building trust? What do you guys think? Mega, right? Mega important, as my kid would say. Mega important. I love this principle. Hold on, I had a moment where my screen didn't work. There we go. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and they desire it for themselves. Being consistent is huge for building trust, right? As parents, we have to be consistent or our kids won't listen to us, right? That's how we build trust with them. It's the same with everything. You can tell people what you're going to do. You can tell people that you are going to be the next big thing in Juice Plus. You can tell people that you are going to completely change your health and eating habits and nutritional habits. You can tell people, right? But it's more important that they see you doing it over time. And it builds trust. Now, the cool thing is not only does it build trust, people respect it and want to be around it. It draws people to you. It brings people to you. They want to be near you. How many of you have been told by somebody that you are an inspiration to them? Has anyone told you you're inspiring? Isn't that humbling and kind of bizarre too? But this is what it is that's inspiring them. Your consistency. Okay? They're seeing you being consistent and it's inspiring them. People want to be like that. This is a great book, by the way, and this is where I paraphrased my principle from. It's called Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion by Robert Cialdini. Such a great book. This is what it looks like. Well, this is what my copy looks like. This is an old copy. The cover art might be different. Great book. So I'm recommending that to put that on your personal development list. Okay. It's also on, it came out on Audible. So if you like Audible instead of reading, check it out. But not everybody, this book, it can have moments where it's kind of dry because it's a social science study kind of book. But if you want to be a leader in this industry, this is a must read. So for those of you who that's your plan, get that book. All right. So people respect consistency and desire it for themselves. Let me just jump out real quick. Turn on your cameras real quick if you guys can. Every once in a while, I want to see your faces. So let me see, how many of you would say you're doing a great job with taking your Juice Plus products, living the lifestyle, healthy living? You're a true ambassador for health through your Juice Plus business. Let me see, how many of you feel like you're doing a great job with that? Okay, good. Everybody, yes. All right, what about sharing sharing on social media, sharing your story, sharing posts that are valuable for people? How many of you feel like you're consistently doing that? Well, we're getting not as many, but I think that's typically something that can be done pretty easily, right? And it's important. It's very important to do. The real checkup from the neck up is this. How many of you are consistently staying in contact with all the people you know? Like you're in touch with people. It's like, whoop, the cameras pop off. This is the hard part. Look, that's why you're here tonight talking to the Teamzy guy, right? And I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you two things. One, I'm going to tell you it's essential that you be in touch with people on a regular basis. And two, I'm going to tell you it's actually easy to do with Teamzy. So don't worry. Okay, let's jump back in here to this presentation. I just wanted to see where we're at. So my slide was this. Are you as consistent with your relationships as you are those other things? Are you as consistent about staying in touch with people? Okay, the principle is this. People won't believe you till they see you. People won't believe you till they see you. You can post on social media all day long about the amazing things that Juice Plus has done for you. And people will love to look at those posts. You go on a fabulous vacation. They're like, wow, they're right there with you. But the truth is when you say, hey, let me know if you're interested in learning more. I'd love to help you. They do not believe you're inviting them. They don't believe that invitation's to them, okay? You're like a TV show that they're watching. But if they have not heard from you, say since high school, they don't believe that invitation's directed towards them. Does it make sense? Relationship building is a contact sport. By the way, that's why you do a great post like that and you get 3 people that say, send me more information, and you have 1,800 people who didn't comment. Right? Relationship building is a contact sport. You have to be in regular contact with people. You have to be in regular contact with people, okay? Here's your principle. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Did you guys have that one? Okay, just really quick, before I jump into Teamzy, I just want to give you one example on this. How many of you have ever received a really great card from somebody you care about? And in the card was a handwritten message, beautiful handwritten message that moved you emotionally. How many of you guys have received one of those before? Okay, good. This is where I say, if you have never received a card like that, put your address in the chat and we'll all write you one. You're due. Okay, so what happens when you read a great card like that? How many of you instantly say, well, that was nice, and then instantly throw it in the trash can? Do you find it as hard as I do to throw away those cards, the special ones? Let me just see who has a special place, like a drawer or a box or somewhere where you've kept a bunch of these things. We all do. We all do. In fact, many times they become something that is the most precious thing we have. After we pass away, our family keeps them too. Does anybody in this group have a letter or a card from a loved one who's passed on that you've kept? Is that amazing? We keep them. Like heirlooms. Now, second question. Somewhere here on my desk. Here we go. Have you ever received one of these? This is a happy birthday postcard. I got this from my insurance salesperson. Have you guys ever got one of these from dentists or the insurance people? Sometimes the guy who did your mortgage or gal who did your mortgage will send you this every once in a while, right? A little birthday card, whatever. Is this nice to get? Does this get saved in the special place? Will my son keep this when I'm gone as his bookmark in his personal Bible? Probably not. Okay, now, here's the thing about something like this. This does not have value to us, whereas the handwritten card is priceless. What's the difference? This required no investment of time. Make sense? There's no investment of time here, which is our most valuable thing we can give to somebody else. And it's not personal. It's not personal. Everybody on his mailing list got the same card. Make sense? It's not a personal connection, and there's no investment of time. What I need you guys to understand is investing time and connecting with people is how you deepen relationships. The way you build a successful, self-sustaining business full of joy and integrity is by building relationships, deepening relationships, okay? And there's only one way to do it. What is it? Investing time and connecting with people. Now, do you need to be writing cards and letters to people constantly to make their day and make them gush tears of amazing emotion all the time? No. However, you should do it from time to time. Whenever you can, you should send people a handwritten note because they will keep it forever, if it's a good one. But even just messaging someone on Facebook or texting them personally can make their day. And it sets you out. It helps you stand out against everybody else because people are not connecting one-on-one with each other. Does this make sense? And I'm going to show you how in Teamzy we get into this make someone's day mindset. We just focus on quick little messages, one-on-one, individualized, personalized to make people's day. And it unlocks amazing connections and conversations, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's get into Teamzy. Let's see here. I think I have one more slide and then we'll do that. So that's your principle. Investing time, connecting with people is the only way to deepen a relationship, okay? So you got to do all of this that I've shown you. You know, obviously I could only show you this much tonight, but the point is it's nice, it feels good, but you need a system. You can't just apply principles without a system. You need a way to stay in contact with all your relationships, all of them. You should know when to contact them and when not to contact them. In other words, don't spend 3 hours planning for 1 hour of work. Just get into it. Know what to say so that you can make their day and move on quickly without spending all day staring at your screen trying to think of the perfect message. That's what I used to do. And then make sure that no one falls through the cracks. Make sure that no one falls through the cracks. All right. Let's show you the system I'm talking about, which is Teamzy. Let's see here. Okay. So here's Teamzy. And some of you guys, I know I've got at least 3 of you guys that are in my boot camp in this call, which is kind of fun. So we just launched a new setup wizard in Teamzy 2 days ago, which makes Teamzy setup even easier than it was before. So some of you who are already using Teamzy, you'll never see this because you're already done setup. But those of you who are new and are thinking about Teamzy, here's what I want you to know. Go to teamzy.com and get a free trial. You can go to, there's a special page for Juice Plus, teamzy.com/JP. Either way, start your free trial. It's free for 30 days, completely free for 30 days. At the end of 30 days, you'll be doing great and you'll be in love and you'll want to subscribe to Teamzy. Now, the good news is Teamzy's been endorsed by the Juice Plus company for you guys. And that means that Juice Plus has negotiated a discount. So Juice Plus distributors pay 34% less than the rest of the direct sales world for Teamzy. So it's super affordable. All right, so let's show you what happens when you log into your free trial for the first time. You come into the setup wizard. It looks just like this. There's a little video from me. And then you can subscribe to getting messages on Facebook from us. Great. And then what we're going to do here is set an income goal. Now check this out. There's a little slider, and depending on your goal, it changes your daily targets. Okay, so easy. This is your 12-month. This is your annual income goal. How much you want to make each year, and this is the number you'd like to be at 12 months from now, assuming that you're going to work the Teamzy system 5 days a week. Okay, so what's your goal? Now my goal was 150,000, so there we go. Boom, that's where I'm going to start with. Okay. Now, if you're already making significant income from your Juice Plus business, what you'll do here is put the difference in as your goal, the difference. Okay. So if you want to make $100,000 more than you're making, then your goal is 100. Okay. So once you've got your goal and you click continue, that now sets up your Teamzy dashboard based to your goals, which is so cool. And then the last step here is we're going to get your imports into Teamzy. So what we want to do is first thing we want to do is go to back office and get your distributor list imported into Teamzy, and then get your customer list imported into Teamzy. Look, the instructions are right here. It's super easy, step by step, how to do it, okay? And then you want to get your Facebook friends list in. Again, the instructions are right here, step by step, ready to go, okay? All right, I'm going to skip that part for now, and we'll launch our Teamzy. Okay, so once you're into your Teamzy, you'll see when you're new, you'll see this banner here, which shows you what you have left to do still, okay? So you're gonna wanna come in and add your contacts, which I had skipped, but I already have contacts in this account, so we'll skip that part. The next step for setting up is ranking and labeling your contacts, okay? We're gonna rank your contacts. Let's just click that, gives you a little info on how to do this. So you've got some information here on how to rank these contacts, okay? I'm gonna actually tell this information to you right now. So it's super important to rank your contacts. You'll notice that when I come to this page, this is my team page where everybody lives. All my contacts are here. And you'll notice that they're set up so that next to their name is a 5-star ranking system, okay? And to change the rank, I just click on it. So if I wanted to test it to be a 1-star, I just click on it and it changes the rank and saves it. But what I'm gonna do when I rank is I'm gonna go down my list and I'm going to give people just a quick ranking from the gut, what I think they are, just to get started, okay? Now here's what these ranks mean. The more stars you give somebody, the more often they come up on your list. So you'll talk to them more often. Why is this so important? Because you have to understand that before you can prioritize your time, you have to prioritize your relationships. If you don't prioritize relationships, you end up spending all the time with the turkeys, right? The people who matter are always get put off. You need to prioritize them first. Why is this? A, it's way more fun to talk to people you like better. Number two, 80% of your business comes from 20% of your relationships. You guys have heard of the 80-20 rule, right? 80% of your business will come from 20% of your relationships. So you want to be talking to those people more. So here's what the stars mean. A 5-star is somebody most likely to become a customer or a distributor, in your opinion. Or these are your people on your team who are total rock stars. These are your favorite friends, your closest family members. They're 5-star people. They show up on your list every 30 days. Every 30 days. 4-star people are somebody who's likely to become a customer or distributor with a little nurturing, or they're an existing customer or distributor that's like, they're your solid performers. These are your friends and your family, not your closest ones, but your friends and your family. They're 4-star people. They show up every 60 days. Okay, every 60 days. 3 stars could go either way. In fact, we default everybody to 3 stars when you bring them into Teamzy, because most people on your list will remain 3 stars, because a 3-star could go either way. And they show up every 90 days. So you see how the list cycles? Some people are going to show up more often because they're your hotter people. And then everyone else will cycle through a little bit slower so you can manage your list. 2 stars, even colder, they show up every 120 days. Make sense? The star ranking is very important because once you've done this, you never have to spend any time thinking or planning ever. Teamzy will automatically create your list every day for you. And it will tell you who's up next based on the priority you set. You don't ever have to think. You don't ever have to go back later and log, like, oh, who did I talk to today? And go back to Teamzy and log it. You don't have to, because Teamzy says, connect with this person, you do it and log it right then. Make sense? All right, so once you've done your ranking, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go back to the dashboard and do our power hour. We'll do our power hour. Oh, there's also a cool thing. Well, we won't do that right now. Okay. So the way we do our power hour, I'm going to scroll down a little so you can see it. Here are the goals we set. The goal was to connect with 9 prospects, 6 customers, 4 distributors, right? And then Teamzy gives me a default goal of 3 invites and 2 ads. I'm sorry, 3 ads. So what are these? These are connects. So prospects, customers, and distributors, I'm just going to be connecting. The goal is just to make their day. It's not to sell them or send them a link or invite them cold. It's just to connect, say hello, and make their day, okay? Start conversations. I'll explain how we do that later. An invite, the goal is 3 a day. An invite is where I'm inviting somebody to join my team, to buy products, to come to a specific event. I'm inviting people into the business with my 3 invites. Why am I just doing 3 out of 19? Because I want to uncover interest first. Relationship marketing, we develop interest and then we invite interested people. This is how we do it without burning all our relationships. And then ads are just new people I'm adding to Teamzy. Okay, I'm just adding new people every day. Now, if you ever want to change these goals after you've been through setup, you click right here on Edit Daily Goals, and it takes you to back to settings in the back of Teamzy so you can change this area. You can go right in here, and then you can actually change these. So let's say you have 0 distributors, and so you put a 0 in there for that goal and put everybody on prospects. Make sense? So you can edit those at any time as you go. All right, so let's get back here and do our power hour. Now in the power hours module right here, you'll see that it has on the left side of this, your 4 lists, your prospects, your customers, your distributors, and your follow-ups, okay? 4 lists. Each list gives you 5 names at a time. That's on purpose. That's to keep you from getting overwhelmed and to keep you focused, okay? I don't want you scrolling your list to find cousin Mabel, who you love talking to. I want you to connect with who's up next, okay? And don't worry if you need to see somebody. Everybody's in Teamzy. It's a full CRM. You can go to your team page. Your whole list is there. You can search somebody and look up art anytime. But when you're doing your power hour, I want you to stay super focused. Make sense? Now, the right-hand side is where we log the activity as we go. By the way, this is all mobile friendly, so you can do all this on your smartphone, okay? So let's do a power hour real quick. First person on my prospects list is Jackie. She's like, oh, I better pay attention. He's talking to me. It's all good. Here we go, Jackie. I'm going to send you a message. Now, this is where I get stuck. What the heck am I going to say? How many of you get stuck on, okay, the name's there. Now, what do I say to this person? So here's what I used to do. I used to stare at the screen and read her whole Facebook page and really spend a lot of time trying to figure this out. And really, I'd waste a lot of time. You know, you can connect with 20 people in 15 minutes in Teamzy, but not if you spend all day trying to figure out the perfect messaging. So just use the scripts I'm giving you. They work amazing, okay? There's a lot of science behind them. So see scripts right here in the connect box. Click on that. And now we're going to just grab a script. Here's connect number 1. Hi, Jane. Just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. Okay? Hey, I grew up not too far from Jackie. I don't know where you all are, but in New Hampshire. And I would have said back then, I hope your day is wicked awesome. But anyway, you can personalize these, right? A couple of you nodded. Yep, you like that. All right, great. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I pasted that script in Teamzy so I can edit it. See, I don't want to send it with the wrong name and stuff. Just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day's awesome. Little emoticons. I love emoticons, so I'm going to throw a couple of those in there. Okay, you get the idea? Now I've got it just the way I want it. And what I'll do is I'm going to copy this again and now send it in Facebook. I'm going to use Facebook Messenger to connect with her because I find I get by far the best response rate on Facebook. So that's what I'm going to use. So I've got Facebook open right here. It's super easy to send her a message. There she is. Boom, sent. Okay, great. See how easy that was? Toggle back to Teamzy. Now we're going to log this connect. See the big blue button that says log connect? That's how you do it. Logged. Now Jackie's gone off my list, but if you look at my scoreboard, I've got 1 on the board, 8 to go. Next person on my list is Jay. What I'll do is I'm just going to use that same script. It's already in my clipboard. Just paste it again, change the name. Hi, Jay. Just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day is awesome. This is how I get it going really fast and efficient. Now look, Jackie's already responding, but here's what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to take the bait and have a conversation with her yet. I want you to keep going first. Okay? Get all your outgoing messages done before you come back and have the conversations or you'll get distracted. I know you guys are going to be so excited when this works. You're going to want to have those conversations, but try to be disciplined to get all your outgoing messages sent first so that you can get it done. Okay? Then you can go back and have those conversations. So now I've sent a message to Jay. I'm going to finish logging it in Teams. That was Facebook message, big blue button, log connect. 2 done. Next one's Ron. You guys get the idea? Keep on going. Okay. It's super easy. In this case, our goal was 9 prospects. You'll have that done in 5 minutes once you get rocking. Make sense? So we're sending them out. So I already told you, don't answer them until you're done. And the other thing I want to tell you is you'll get about half the people respond. About half won't. And that's really good response rate, right? Considering email response rate is like 0.1%, 50% response rate for Facebook Messenger is amazing. So what happens to the people who don't respond? Here's what I want you to do with them. Nothing. Don't worry about them at all. Because they're in Teamzy. They're just going to come back again 30, 60, 90 days in the future. They'll just show up again. You message them again then. Okay? Focus on the people who do respond. Trust me, if you use Teamzy for 5 days in a row, you'll be busy talking to people. Okay? All right, so we're going to go down our prospects list until we've done our goal for the day. In this case, it was 9. That little blue circle will turn all the way blue. Then I'll toggle to customers. I'll start connecting with customers. the same way. Britt's the first person on my list. I'm going to go to scripts, see what scripts Eric has in here for me so that I don't overthink this. And I'm just going to grab a script. Here's one. Hi, John. How are you enjoying the products? Please send me an update. Let me know how I can be of help. Great. Boom. We're going to send this to Britt. Change the name. How are you enjoying your tower garden? Please send me an update. Let me know. You get the idea, right? Send it in Facebook, log it. Okay, next one. Maybe I'll grab a different script. There's another one I want to show you because I love this script. It's my favorite one ever. Hi, Jane. Just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. It's so beautiful and elegant. If you've never sent, who's sent this script to a customer? Anyone on the call? Jackie has. Isn't the response great to this one? I love this one. People often will tell me, you just did make my day with that message. And you're like, awesome. You know, mission accomplished. Let's see. I don't know how to say that name, Michal. Isn't that the name of Saul's daughter in the Bible? Michal? Who's my Bible experts? I never knew how to say it though. I always wanted to say Michael, but I don't think that's how you say it. Okay, so look, there it is. Sending it. Maybe it's Michal. I don't know. We'll have to Google that one, figure it out. So look, you send that again, boom, log it in Teamzy, keep going. Keep going down your list on your customers for your power hour until you hit your customer goal for the day. Here's what I want you guys to know really quick about connecting with customers. First, my opinion on this. I've worked with, I don't even know, 80,000, 100,000 people in this business. You don't need to have a complicated follow-up system for customers. Now, I know that you guys are often taught one, and that's just because Teamzy wasn't there when people were trying to figure out what we need to do to follow up with people. Here's what I will tell you though, the way Teamzy just keeps the list and keeps bringing it up for you. If you can get consistent using Teamzy, you don't need to do anything but just have your customers in Teamzy and stay on top of your list. You'll be in contact with everyone and you'll be present every time they need you. Okay? It's going to simplify your life. But it's so important to be in regular contact with customers. Not just that first 100 days either, just in general. If you're in regular contact with customers, I just want you guys to know a couple of things that are statistical fact. If you're in regular contact with customers, they order more products. They just order more, okay? And they retain longer. They order more and they retain longer. So there's a good reason, right? We have seen teams come in and do a 30-day free trial challenge with Teamzy, and we've seen their team volume go up 30% that first month. Just because people are in contact with customers, it's powerful, right? I just say it like this because people always look at me and sometimes I get this like faraway look when I say that to people on team calls. I just want you to think that, picture yourself out with your spouse at a gorgeous dinner in a beautiful restaurant. You guys there? Are you there mentally? And everything is perfect. The server comes over and the server is exquisite. I mean, you're like, wow, this service is amazing, right? And you made your order and the food comes and it's gorgeous, smells good, looks beautiful. You can't wait to dig in. And then you start having your meal and you never see your server again. They never come back again. Does that take away from the fact that the service was exquisite up to that point? And are you able to order anything else? Can you get another glass of wine or have dessert or anything? No. A good server in this example is attentive. They're present. They're just present. And they seem to always be there when you need them. And that is what being in touch with customers is like for you too. It finishes the experience, which is lifetime when you're serving somebody. Make sense? Stay in touch with your customers. They will order more and they will retain longer. Now, let me just see really quick, how many of you have at least one customer who's amazing, you love them, and they're getting great results? Good. Everybody's got at least one. Who would like more of those? Yeah. So let me just tell you, how do you find great new customers? Do you know where to go? The best place to find a great new customer is from your current customer. Okay, the best place to find a new customer is from a current customer. Write it down if you didn't already know that principle. Because your customer, the one you just raised your hand about and thought about in your mind, is excited about Juice Plus and is telling people about Juice Plus. Why? Because human beings cannot help themselves. If they're excited about something, they tell other people about it. Right? And so here's the thing. The first fact that we know is that your customers are telling their friends and family about Juice Plus already. Here's the next fact I want you guys to understand. In North America, 82% of purchasing decisions are made after a recommendation from a friend or family member. So your customers are telling their friends and family about Juice Plus. That means that a majority of those people that are hearing about Juice Plus are ready to purchase. So I've just told you where your customers are. They're out there right now. They're ready. Some of them have already purchased. They Googled it and bought it from somebody else. Right? Because they were so excited. So you need to be in touch with your customers. You need to be connecting with them. And you need to be just straight up asking them. Marianne, you've been getting amazing results. I'm sure you've talked about Juice Plus with friends and family. Are there any people that you care about, Marianne, that I need to help get more information? I know I made it sound easy, right? If I did it again, it would come out differently. I don't have a script for that. It just needs to become second nature. I'm sure you've talked about Juice Plus with other people. Is there anybody that you care about that needs more information? And they say, well, yeah, actually I talked to so-and-so. You say, perfect. Could you introduce me to them so that I can get the information to them? Can you introduce them to me? Doesn't mean that they need to have you over for dinner. They can just open up a Facebook message group chat and say, hey, Marianne, this is my friend Eric that I was talking to you about the other day, my Juice Plus guy. That's it. I'll take it from there. Make sense, guys? First step is staying in touch with your customers. You can't let them go 6 months and then call them up and say, hey, I was thinking about you today. Who have you been talking to about Juice Plus? They're going to be like, you dropped off my food and you didn't come back for 6 months. Got it? Okay, good. First thing you got to do is run back over there and get their dessert set up. Okay. I beat analogies to death. I can't help it. All right. Let's keep going. So you're going to connect with your customers. It's as important as prospecting, by the way, staying in touch with customers. And some of you have been in Juice Plus a long time and you've got a long list of customers. Let me see you guys. Raise your hands up. And you've got customers that you consider past. How many people have past customers? Can I just say something about them? They're not past customers. They're just not currently ordering. Make sure you have all those past people in Teamzy. Guarantee you there are people that are wondering when they can get some more Juice Plus. They've run out. Guarantee you. Think about it. You forget to take your capsules for a while. Now you've got 6 months supply, so you cancel. What happens in 6 months? You're out, but now your distributor no longer talks to you because you disappeared out of their back office. Am I right? So get them in Teamzy and stay in touch with them. A customer is a customer for life. Okay? A customer is a customer for life. By the way, just a little side note. You know, it's like near the end of the month and you're trying to qualify, trying to hit bonuses, trying to get an incentive. Yeah, anybody ever feel me there? How do you make that? How do you guarantee it? You go hit that list of expired customers. You just start talking to expired customers. I guarantee you, 3 of them will go, oh my gosh, it's so funny that you messaged me. I was just telling my husband that I need to get more Juice Plus. You're like, oh, serendipitous. Are you with me? It works. It works. Or, hey, I'm checking in. I care about you. It's been a while since I talked to you. How are you doing? Are you keeping up your healthy lifestyle? You know, and you spur it on. Next, list your distributors. You're going to connect with your distributors every day. If you've got a small team, right, this isn't going to be a lot of your day. If you've got a large team, this is even more important as you build. You need to have that personal connection with people. And the same thing, you just send them a quick message. Hey, I was thinking about you. Hey, I'm proud of you. Hey, congratulations on this. Okay? Haven't heard from you in a while. Are you okay? Quick messages. Let people know you care. Having a team page is great. Having a Facebook group is great. Personal connection is where it's at. People work hardest for personal connection, not for money, not for income. Okay? You want to help your people be successful and have great incomes? Get them, build your relationship so that they will keep working long enough to get there. With me? Prospects, customers, distributors, you just follow the up next list, okay, and just send those quick messages. The next list in your power hour is your follow-ups. Okay, your follow-ups. Notice there's nobody scheduled for follow-ups because in Teamzy, follow-ups are not automatic. You have to create and set follow-ups. So again, to differentiate the difference, these lists, I'm not following up with prospects here. I'm connecting with them. I'm connecting with them. A follow-up is when I have made an offer, when I've made an invite. Now I have a reason to follow up as a business person. I have a reason to follow up with you. Otherwise, we're just connecting and working on our relationship. I'm finding ways to serve you. Does this make sense? So let me give you an example of how somebody gets onto the follow-ups list. So I'm going through and I'm connecting with people. My prospects, my customers, my distributors, just making people's day. And some of those people respond, and we now have conversations. We have great conversations, back and forth. And what I'm doing in the conversation is I'm trying to learn what's going on in their life. I'm trying to get an update, see what they've been doing, and see if there's anything they need help with where I can help them. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Sorry for this weird lighting. I've got a sunset happening right now because I'm in California, so you can see that's happening. Okay. How can I help you? How can I help Jackie? We're getting caught up. She's telling me everything that's going on, and come to find out, the last storm blew a hole in her roof. She needs somebody to help fix her roof. She's complaining about the leaky roof. Did that actually happen? Just the first thought I could think of. So I'm going to tell her, I go, oh, you know what? I know an amazing roofing contractor. Honest, fast, does great work, not too expensive. Why don't I connect you guys and he can come out and give you an estimate? She's like, really? Oh, that would be awesome. You see what I'm saying? Find a way to help. Doesn't have to be Juice Plus related. Just get in the conversation. Look for ways to help. If I didn't know a roofing contractor, I would still get her one. While I'm talking, I would be messaging my real estate agent. By the way, those people know everybody. And I would say, I need a roofing contractor for my friend. And then I would circle back and say, hey, I got you a referral to somebody. I haven't used them, but I hear they're great. Okay, so find a way to help. Invest in the relationship. That's what's important. Remember, Jackie buying Juice Plus this month isn't my number one goal. Jackie being an advocate for my business is. I want her to be so excited about what I'm doing that she will not only become a customer at some point, but she'll be telling other people, you need to talk to Eric. You need to talk to Eric. Oh my gosh. Okay. So as we're talking, we're catching up, I'm finding ways to help her. I'm finding out what's going on in her life. I'm sharing things going on with my life. And of course, in the conversation, I will share two things. I feel like this is the most important thing for you to share. People always ask me, how do you transition conversation to talk about my business? And I've spent so many hours training on this. I even have a full 7-part training class in Teamzy University you can take just on transitioning the conversation. But I will tell you the key ingredient is this. Tell them what you do and why you're passionate about it. Tell them what you do and why you're passionate about it. Okay? What do you do and why you're passionate about it? I help people get healthy. Why? Why are you passionate about that? What's your story? Okay? My friend Ron, who if you look on my screen right now, he's up next on my prospects. Ron. He's actually a distributor, Juice Plus distributor that I met in one of my boot camps. Really amazing guy. His story really moved me. He's somebody who was diagnosed with stage 4 melanoma. And it had spread so far that they told him it was untreatable. And so they put him in palliative care. Does anyone know Ron on this call? I know it's a small world. And so he just got focused on growing his tower gardens. He's got 2 or 3 of them, and taking his Juice Plus and getting his nutrition right, and just trying to create a healthy environment for his body. And guess what happened? His cancer went into remission. Was that miraculous? I don't know. Pretty amazing, right? And so when I talked to Ron was telling me, I'm connecting with lots of people on Teamzy, Eric, but I'm not converting. I'm not getting any sales. I'm not getting any recruits. And I said, are you telling your story? He goes, I don't want to I don't want to tell people about my cancer. That's, you know, I don't want to throw that in people's face. Some of you are smiling because you're like, you guys get that. You feel the same way. Here's what I want you to understand though. I said to Ron, I go, that is why you're passionate about what you do. You need to share that. You need to share that because you need to get people on your mission. You're on a mission to help other people do the same thing you did. And so I went on this rant one day with that boot camp talking about going on a mission from God. And so Ron started doing these posts. I'm on a mission from God to help people who are ill, who are sick, who don't know how to get their health back. This is what happened for me. And this is what I want to help you with. And so what happens is when you share what you do and why you're passionate about it, people's response is this: wow, that's great. Right? Instead of saying, I sell Juice Plus. It's an amazing product. Can I send you a video? I think you'd be really interested in it. Well, what's the response to that? Wow, great. Right? What's your mission? Why are you passionate about it? Let people know this. Okay, so I'm talking to Jackie. We're catching up, whatever. I've helped her with the roofer. We're having a great conversation. She's like, wow, this is great. You really helped me. What are you doing? I said, well, I help people get healthy. I don't know if you know my story, and whatever, you tell the story. My story was about losing weight and getting healthy. So I would share my story. I don't know if you know, but I lost 60 pounds recently. I feel amazing. I feel so healthy. And I found I'm passionate about helping other people do the same thing. She said, wow. So yeah. So if you know anybody, Jackie, and I would just do it like this, guys. So if you know anybody, Jackie, who might be interested in learning anything about that, or maybe even yourself might be interested in learning more about it, could you let me know? I'd be happy to connect them with the information and help them. Oh, wow, yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Whether she says yes or no, I'm planting the seed for her to help me, okay? And if she says, yeah, I would like some more information about that, actually, it sounds amazing, great. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna invite Jackie to something, okay? I'm gonna invite her and log it in Teamzy and put her on my follow-ups list. Okay, so this is the second half of my power hour. So first you're sending out all these messages and starting conversations. At some point in the day, you have some time set aside to have conversations, okay? The goal of the conversation is to help them and to share what you do and why you're passionate about it, okay? So some of those folks are now interested. We're gonna invite them. So let me show you how I do it. First off, she's not on my dashboard, so I have to look her up in my lookup bar. Okay, that brings me to her record. There she is. I'm gonna open up the Connect box. Now see right here in the bottom left where it says invite, I'm gonna click that. So she and I had a great talk, found out what her goals were. I'm gonna recommend that she get started taking the Juice Plus capsules, you know, the red and the red and the green and the purple. Yes. That's the way my kids do it all by the colors. The red, the green. What am I taking today, Dad? The red, the green, the purple? Okay. All right, so those are my big ones. My little ones, I can't get those things down. I have to sneak it into smoothies and stuff. But I digress. So I'm gonna talk to Jackie. We're gonna get on a call and go, hey, look, this is what I think you should get. I think this would be great for you. This would be a great product. She's like, okay, perfect. I said, you know what I'll do is I'll send you an email in a minute that has a few things. And I always like to have these emails prepared. You can put them in Teamzy and save them as your own script and have them ready to go, okay? Based upon what you're telling me, your goals are, Jackie, I think this would be great. I'll send you the email in a second. It will have on it instructions on how to make your purchase, okay? And it'll also have more information. There'll be some videos and some different information on that product that we talked about. And then I'll check in tomorrow and see if you have any questions, which is great. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come in here and log this. I'll log this Connect as a Share Products Connect, and I'll send her I'm gonna just say the capsules email. Okay. Now, if I had that email saved in my Teamzy, I would do it as a send email, and I would grab the script and it would load the whole thing in and send it through my Gmail to her. Super slick, right? But I'm just going to log it here. All right. So now I've set, it's right here is where you set your follow-up. See the little calendar? You can set it for any day in the future. I'm going to set it for tomorrow because that's what I told her I'd do. Okay. And then I log it. So now that email is out to her. This is just an example. Right? I could have invited her to an event online. I could have invited her to lunch to talk about the business, whatever. Now you can see that has now set a follow-up on her record. When I go back to my dashboard and go to the follow-ups list, remember there was nobody on it? Now she's there, set for tomorrow. Okay, so setting a follow-up moved her off my prospects list and put her on my follow-ups list. Now that she's expressed some interest, I want her to live on my follow-ups list until I close the sale with her. So the way I do it is when I come on my follow-ups tomorrow and she's due, I go to my scripts, I grab my follow-up number 1 script. By the way, my 10 follow-up scripts that I've refined for years are in Teamzy for you, available to you guys, even in a free trial. And they're numbered in order. You cannot mess this up. Follow-up number 1. Hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? I'm going to copy that one, okay? And we're going to send it to her. There it is, super easy. Even if you're a slow typist like me, it's pretty easy. Sent, follow-up sent, super easy, okay? Follow-up sent. So I'm gonna log it in Teamzy and then make sure you set a new follow-up. So I'll follow up now 2 days later, okay? Just for example. Always set a new follow-up. Keep her on the follow-ups list. If you don't set a new follow-up, she'll go back into the prospects list. You might not see her for 30 days. Make sense? Set a new follow-up. So now she's on my follow-ups list. So as I'm connecting with prospects, customers, and distributors, having conversations, when I find somebody interested in something, I'm gonna invite them, put them on my follow-ups list, okay? And so my power hour looks like this. Sending out messages to, scripts, prospects, customers, distributors, and then work on my follow-ups list is the second half of my power hour. So when you're new, brand new in 30 days, you might not have any follow-ups until your 4th week because those conversations take a few days to get going, right? And then your follow-ups, once you start filling that follow-ups pipeline, you'll have people closing all the time. Some people might take months on that follow-ups list to convert, by the way. And here's what I want you guys to understand. This is so important because I know that you know that the fortune's in the follow-up, right? But you need to understand this statistic. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. Okay, 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. That's a bummer, right? How many of you guys follow up 10 times every time someone's interested? Very few people do that. And there's 2 reasons. One, it's just without a system like Teamzy, you just can't be that organized. They'll fall through the cracks before you get to 10. But even if you had Teamzy, a lot of you won't do it because you're worried about being annoying. Is that the truth? You feel like that is so annoying. Yep, Marianne, you're honest. Here's the good news. I'm going to teach you how to do it right now and never be annoying. People will thank you for it. They will love you for it. You believe me? She's like, let me see. Let me wait and see. All right, I'm going to show you right now. But here's what I want you to understand. If you truly are in this business to help people, how many here, like that's your belief that you can really help people change their lives even? Here's that follow-up statistic a different way. 80% of the people you could help, you won't help unless you follow up more. 80% of the people you could help, you won't help unless you follow up more. Okay, following up is not an annoying thing done right. It's an act of love. Following up is an act of love. Write that one down. Following up is an act of love. You can put that on a sticky note, put it in your computer screen, keep it as an affirmation for yourself. Following up is an act of love. Not following up communicates that you don't care about them. When you stop following up because you've heard nothing but crickets, you tell them you don't care about them. Imagine if you stopped talking to your teenager because they didn't respond to you. I hit Jackie right between the eyes with that one. All right, I've got them from 19 to 2 in my house, so we experience it all at once. Okay, here's how it works. You got to keep following up, or you're not going to help these people. 20% of people will convert in the first 3 follow-ups. Those are the ones you've already got. Those are the ones you're getting. But the vast majority of people, when you follow up, you get nothing back but crickets. How many of you have experienced this? And when you follow up several times and get nothing back but crickets, you start to create in your mind reasons why they must not be responding that are totally made up. You can't help yourself because you can't figure out why they're not responding. So you start thinking things like, well, they just weren't interested, or they don't have any money, or I heard their marriage is on the rocks. Oh my gosh. I saw on Facebook that her dog is sick. You start creating all this stuff. Here's what I want you to understand. 80% of people will not even respond at all to your first 6 follow-ups. No response. It's not because they're not interested. It's not because they don't have the money. It's not because they don't think you're amazing. It's because this is what's happening. You send that message. I send that message to Jackie. She's like, oh yeah, that's right. I need to do this. I need to respond to him. And then she's like, oh my gosh, the dog just threw up on the baby. I have to go handle that. I'll take care of Eric later. A couple days later, she gets another message from me while driving. She's like, oh yeah, I'll have to deal with that later. I follow up a couple days after that. She's in the middle of a movie with her husband. Forget it. I can't do it right now. I can't respond to him right now. And that's life, right? She's interested in Juice Plus, but it's not like the most interesting thing in her life yet. Do you get it? This is life. So it's your job to be present until her life converges with her desire to do the Juice Plus. How do we do it without being annoying? Follow these 2 principles. Are you ready? First off, you don't even need these principles. If you use Teamzy, just use my scripts. They already follow these principles, okay? But here are the principles. Number 1, never ask someone to do anything in a follow-up. Never ask them to do anything in a follow-up, okay? In other words, everything is on you, not them. Don't ask them to even respond. They don't need to respond. They don't need to message you or text you or RSVP for your event. They don't need to do anything. They just need to read your message. That's it. That's all you want. Got it? Number 2, because they do not want to open your message, but they do want to see your message, you must always send a written message via Facebook Messenger or text. Okay? And keep it short enough that they can read the whole thing without opening it. Why is this? Marianne's smiling at me. She knows. Because they don't want to open your message because they're not going to respond. And if they open the message and you can see that they've read it and they don't respond, now you might think less of them. We all do this, right? But here's the truth. Just because, even though somebody's incredibly busy, they're driving their car, they've got a baby screaming in their ear, whatever might be happening in their life, we're still hardwired to want to know, what does the message say? Right? So they're going to see your messages. They're going to see it. It's going to come up on the lock screen of your phone. Look, I got a whole bunch on the lock screen of my phone right now. They're going to see your message. And for a split second, when they see that message, they're going to reconnect to the hope and the excitement that they had about Juice Plus when they talked to you about it. And your goal is over time to continually reconnect them to that emotion for a moment until they're ready to respond. And usually around 6 or 7, you'll get a response like this. Marianne, thank you so much. I'm so sorry I haven't responded to your messages. Thank you so much for following up with me. You're the best. And it'll blow your mind. And then you'll message me and say, Eric, oh my God, your stuff works. It's just the way human beings work. But the thing is you just keep them in Teamzy. You keep them on your follow-ups list, and just every time they come up, you just send them the next message. That's it. It takes you 2 seconds. They'll be amazed at your care. They'll be amazed at your consistency. And most people will take longer. But every time that you generate somebody who's interested and you invite them, you keep them on your follow-ups list, you don't lose them. You don't lose them. You just continually churn through and connect and be present for those people. And down the road, they convert. And every single month, you get a few conversions. You keep the business moving. You keep it growing. Right now, people who are actively using Teamzy, they're averaging 21 new customers and 9 new distributors every 90 days. And they're doing it just by being consistent. Just by reaching out, connecting with people, having great conversations, uncovering interest, inviting consistently, putting them on the follow-ups list, following up like a pro. Make sense? There's one more piece that I want to share with you real quick. and that is what to do when she's converted. Okay, so let me show you how to convert her over when she finally purchases. So I'm going to look her up again. That takes me to look up her page. Now what I'm going to do is just click on sale, that she bought it, that she purchased something, right? So if she came in as a distributor, I'll click application fee. Let's say she just came in as a customer. I'll just click other, and then I'm going to tag what she bought. Let's say she bought Tower Garden and gummies. Okay, great. So tag the product so I know what she got, and then I move her member type to customer. Simple. Now she's on my customer list. If she'd come in as a distributor, then I would click distributor, personally sponsored. She'll be on my distributor list. That moves her over. Make sense? Super easy. Okay, now there's one more thing that I wanted to show you that I didn't show, which is my why, the my why section. I want to talk to you about this really quick. Do you guys understand now how easy the power hour is? You just need to do that 5 days a week, okay? You just do that 5 days a week. You can do it in 30 minutes, 40 minutes. After a while, it might take you longer because you've got more follow-ups, which is great. But the bottom line is you keep it focused that time so you can enjoy other stuff, okay? Discover your why is a piece that I want to take you through really quick because it's something I'm really passionate about. All right, so let's see here. Let me fill out my why. I don't have anything in there. Let me delete that. Okay. 50% of people in our business quit their first year. 50% of people in our business quit their first year. It's too much, isn't it? And the reason why people quit is it's not a mystery. People are quitters. You and I included. We quit. Hey, years ago I quit smoking. That was a good one. That was harder to do than quitting on a business, right? We're quitters though by habit. We take the path of least resistance. We're like water. There are exceptions though. There are times when we stand our ground and when we do things that are incredibly successful in our lives. Every one of you has muscle memory from a time or two where you did that, where you said, no, I won't give up. I will persist and be successful at this. True? Those moments you had a reason. You didn't do that because for no reason, just because. You did it because you had a reason to. And this is the essence of finding your why. See, stuff will happen to you in your life that will set you sideways. Is that true? Yeah, it's guaranteed. It's guaranteed. It's promised by God that you will have difficulties in this life. They will set you sideways from your business. Worse than that, you might just find yourself bored, not feeling like doing it today. That will happen. And if you don't understand why you have to be successful, you'll just quit. This is why you just need to take a few minutes to figure this out. Now, I'm going to share with you really quick. I went through this myself. I started this business with no deep goal or why. And I went through the same process I'm going to take you through for 10 minutes of my life, and it changed everything. That's why I'm talking to you tonight. I want you to do this. I want you to lead your teams through it. Okay, let's just take the process. So you don't have to go to a sweat lodge in Sedona to figure this out. You're just going to answer 5 thought-provoking questions, okay, to get you thinking about this. Now, if you already know what your why is, just write it in this little box. You'll see the gray text is my why. It's actually the my why that I wrote years ago. You can type over mine. But if you click on show questions, it'll take you through these 5 thought-provoking questions just to get you thinking about this. So number 1, why did you become a distributor? In my case, I became a distributor because I was already sending people to the company's website because I was excited about the products. And my wife intelligently suggested that I become a distributor and get paid for those people that are going to the website. Made sense? So I signed up. Next question. What did you hope to accomplish? I just wanted to make $5. I'm sorry, I want $5. I just needed $5. I wanted to make $500 a month. That's what I wanted. I just wanted to earn $500 extra money each month by doing my business 1 hour a day. Okay, next question. You know what? I'm gonna close these shades a little bit so that that light's not on me. That's better, right? Yeah. Okay. Next question. Why is that important to you? Oh wait, am I on 3? Yeah, I'm on 3. Why is that important to you? I wanted to put that $500 in the bank. That's what I wanted to do with it. I just wanted to save it. Now, just to give you some context, I told you that my background is in coaching and consulting. I specialized with real estate people. I helped real estate people build their business, which was a great choice because that business was always booming until the Great Recession at the end of 2008. Who remembers that one? Did it hit you guys? It hit us hard. I found myself along with everybody I knew out of work, and it was scary. I won't deny it. It was a difficult time, and by God's good grace, we made it through that recession as a family intact. But it was difficult, and we stopped saving. We used our savings, and we started living paycheck to paycheck. And it had been a while since I lived paycheck to paycheck. It's the kind of thing once you get out of doing that, you don't ever want to go back to it. Does that make sense? And so looking at network marketing now as a side business at this moment of my life, I thought, wow, maybe I could actually put some money in the bank again. It was a big deal for me to be able to do that. Make sense? Next question, number 4. What would achieving this mean for you and your family? What would achieving this mean for you and your family? What I wanted to do more than anything was buy a new home for us. I dreamt of a new home. We'd outgrown our home. We were on top of each other. We have 4 kids, 2 dogs. We were just on top of each other. Nobody could go anywhere for a moment. There was no room for the kids to play. There was no room for the dogs to run around. I dreamt of having a home office. There was no way I could do that. There was nowhere to work. And so I dreamt of a bigger home. The problem was we were $100,000 upside down on our mortgage because of the recession. And so I thought, well, if I could make $500 a month and put it in the bank every single month, after a while, there's going to be accumulated some money there, and maybe I can buy us a new home. So I was excited about it. Does it make sense? Next question, number 5. Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? And those of you who've heard me share this story know that this is where I kind of got stuck, because the goal was to buy a new house, and I wasn't sure how meaningful a goal that was. I mean, right? We didn't really need a new house. I just wanted one. And as I dug into this kind of for a few minutes, I started to really think about, like, what is it about our current life that I want to change? And here's what I realized. The house was a symbol. It was symbolic of family. Yes, I would love a new house, but it was really about my family. See, the way it was I would get up in the morning to go to work, and my kids would still be in their pajamas. I'd kiss them goodbye and go to work. And then I would come home in the evening. They'd be in pajamas again, getting ready for bed. And I would kiss them goodnight. That was my life with my kids. And I realized that nothing was ever going to change, because my career was my career, and I was there. There was nowhere else for me to grow in my career. I was at the top of my career. I couldn't see how that would change. I couldn't figure out how I could possibly be present for their growing up. I know some of you guys relate big time on this, right? And, then let's look at my marriage. 40 minutes a night with my wife before we both fell asleep exhausted. It wasn't going to cut it. Something had to change. And so suddenly, for the first time, I looked at my network marketing side hustle, my side business, as something more. It was an opportunity to actually create the life I always dreamt of with my family. The problem is I never stopped to think about what I wanted. You don't do that when you're in survival mode. You don't stop and go, what do I really want? You think about, what do I need to get done this week so that we're okay? And that's where most of us live. That's where most of your team lives. That's where most of your prospects live. Okay? This process that I'm taking you through right now pulls them out of that for 10 minutes. Just gets them thinking about their life a little, and they start to realize what's really important to them. I went through this process and I wrote my first why statement. And this feels like a million years ago, but seriously, it was 3.5 years ago that I wrote my first why statement down. And this is it. It's the sample text in Teamzy that you all see. This was my why: to create a life where I never have to worry about money again. I enjoy quality time with my family, and I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. I wrote this why. By the way, whatever you write here, your why goes here. Whatever you write here in this box, when you click Save My Why, it saves it to your dashboard on Teamzy. See right there where it says My Why? The why appeared there. So when I'm on my dashboard of Teamzy, you'll see your why every day. You can read it, okay? The why will convict you. There will be days you don't feel like doing your business great. Now you're confronted with this decision. Do I want to stay stuck where I am, or do I want to work towards this why statement? Teamzy makes it easy. It's 30 minutes of my life. Maybe I should just go bust it out. Make sense? Once I understood this, I was like, wow, I could build this business into something huge. I stopped thinking of it as my side business, by the way. I started thinking of it as my business. I started thinking about my career as extra money. I was like, this is so cool. I have a 6-figure job that's going to pay me to build my business. Right? Sweet. Within 3 months of writing down my why, I left my job. I came home to build my business full time, which was a big leap of faith, I'll be honest. And God bless my wife for supporting me, even though she gave me a 90-day deadline. I was like, just give me 90 days. She's like, okay, 90 days, you're going to go get a job, right? If this doesn't work. Here's what I did. I just want you guys to know what I did. I started doing my Teamzy, started connecting, started reaching out with people. I had nowhere to work at home. So I went to Home Depot and I bought a shed. You know the shed you put your lawnmower in the backyard, the one that's full of spiders in the summertime? I got one of those. And I threw it in my backyard on the dirt. We had just come out of a drought, so there was no grass. It was all dead. It was just dirt. And I drilled a hole in the wall of the shed. I put an extension cord through the hole. And I built a desk out of an old closet door and started working on my business in the shed. It was sweaty in there. And it was freezing in there. And I live in San Diego. Thank goodness I don't live in New England at that time. I don't think I could have survived it. But the bottom line is, I made it happen. Check this out. I found a photo of this. This is just 3 years ago, you guys. Here I am in the office. We called it the shed quarters. This is my business partner and mentor, Mike Lopez, coming to check out my digs. And you can see in the background on my homemade whiteboard, we're brainstorming an idea for a business I had called Teamzy. In the shed just a few years ago. How cool is that, though? It's about the why. The why will clarify everything for you, and you'll be able to go after everything. Does this make sense? And I'm happy to tell you 3 years later, I'm here in my dream home now having this call with you guys. And I wish I'd kept the shed because I could fit it right here in the corner of my office as a little souvenir, but I don't want the spider, so it's all good. I actually had a spider drop on my head in the middle of a Zoom training one time, and I flipped out. If you can picture that one. All right. So don't skip the my why part. In fact, I recommend that you redo it annually. Every year, go through the my why process again and go deeper with it. Okay? It's really important. One little pro tip on the my why too. Since I know that my biggest wish for you is that you would get into Teamzy 5 days a week and be super consistent. I know that you're going to go through ebbs and flows. So write your my why statement down on a piece of paper, like a little sticky or something, and put it on the mirror in your bathroom where you brush your teeth. Okay? Because I know at least twice a day you'll be in front of it, looking at it. It will change your life. That's all I have to say on that. It'll be unbelievable. Okay. So that's Teamzy in a nutshell. Do your power hour every day, 5 days a week. That's it. You build a huge business. Boom. You're going to be testimonials for me. I'm going to be so excited to share your story and hear your story left and right as we build this empire of people changing the world through relationships, through loving on people, through being honest, through building a business with heart and integrity. Do any of you have, now that I'm done with all that, does any of you have questions? If so, unmute and ask away.
I recently moved to Florida, and we've been getting quite a bit of company here. And so on those days when I have company, I won't be able to do probably just the bare minimum. I won't have an hour. So what do I do to fix Teamzy so I don't have to do 5 days of work when I get back?
Okay, that's a great question. I have 2 ways to answer you. I'll answer your question, and then I'm going to give you the answer that I really think you need to hear. The first thing I'll tell you is this: don't worry, Teamzy doesn't like build up. Okay?
Okay,
So if you miss 5 days, when you come back, you just do today's power hour.
got it.
Think of it like working out, like exercise. If you're on an exercise program and for whatever reason you miss Monday through Wednesday, you don't go do 4 workouts on Friday. You would kill yourself, right?
Right.
You just need to get back onto it. So that's the first thing I'll let you know is you just get back in and just do today's power hour. But what I would do if I had company is I would wake up earlier and bust it out early in the morning.
Yeah.
I get up at 4 o'clock. When I don't do network marketing anymore, right? I do Teamzy, and we work with 70 companies, so it would be a mess if I did. But I would get up early and do my power at 4 a.m. And I think I had 2 people that said, "Why did you message me at 4 a.m.?" That's when I was up, but I was thinking about you. I just figured you were asleep and you'd get the message later. So just kind of figure it out. Now, it won't take you that long to do, but it's easy to get out of the habit. Once you get out of the habit, it's easy to drift really far, if that makes sense. So the first thing I would say is don't worry about falling too far behind. It's okay to miss a few days here and there, Marianne. Your arms and legs won't fall off, but you want to make sure. I used to have a friend who was a personal trainer, and he said, if you want to be healthy, never go more than 3 days in a row without exercise. Such a simple rule, right? He's like, that's when your wake up call, it's been 3 days, I need to do some exercise. Think about your business the same way. If you want to be healthy, never go more than 3 days without getting in there and doing some connecting. Make sense? So you don't need to be like on top. Now, like, I do my boot camp with people jump into the boot camp, and I know Jackie's in my boot camp, Sue's in the boot camp. And I saw a couple other people earlier that were in the boot camp too that jumped off the call. Like, that's different. Boot camp, I'm like, let's go. We're going to crank this out 5-6 days a week. I want to see you guys hitting ridiculous numbers. Because I'm trying to help them explode their business in 3 months. That is not a natural state of being. That's a peak state. And you can get yourself into peak states for sprints in your life, but you can't live in a sprint, right? I love this. And the analogy is, you think of the greatest sprinters in the world. And if you tell them to run 100 yards and they're like, it's like poetry, right? Watching a great sprinter run at the 100-yard dash as fast as they can. But if you move that finish line, when they get to 100, tell them to go another 100, then another 100, then another 100. If you keep moving that finish line, they become a jogger. And everything that made them exquisite is now gone. Does that make sense? So sprints, things like that, those are great. But you need to be able to live in your cadence that makes sense for you, if that makes sense, Marianne. Okay.
So if I only got half of my contacts done, the rest would move into the next day?
They're just going to be there. Whenever you contact them, you contact them.
Okay.
Teamzy will tell you who's up next. They don't say you have 20 people left. They just say, this person's up next, and your goal for today is 10.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, when you go in there, if your goal is 10, tomorrow it'll say today's goal is 10. It won't say 20.
Okay.
Hey, Eric, I have a question. So I'm an early riser as well, but I never considered messaging people, of course not texting, because then they get the ding if they have their phone right near them. I wake up at 4:30 a.m. So, but I always grew up like, you don't message people or call people until a certain hour, and then not after a certain, not after 9 o'clock, otherwise it might be considered rude or something. But maybe that's old school thinking, like Facebook Messenger, it's totally okay and people don't care. It doesn't, so that you didn't get people going like, well, that was rude, or like, you totally woke me up, or so it's fine.
I wouldn't text your grandma at 10 o'clock at night. But no, I don't think it's a big deal. Look, here's the thing. That was a joke, and it wasn't meant to be ageist. But Facebook Messenger, look, Facebook Messenger, it is a generational thing. Heather, you did hit it on the head. It is a generational thing, telephone etiquette and whatnot, but we don't even use telephone anymore. When your phone rings with an unknown number, how excited are you about that phone ringing? Not at all, right? My wife and I joke, like if it says unknown, we respect your privacy and don't answer it. Right? So the thing is it's just we've changed the way we communicate 100%. So there are people who still kind of feel those etiquette rules. You're right. Those people are going to be the ones whose phone is turned off at night. It's not going to be dinging next to their bed. So they'll wake up and find messages in their Facebook or whatever from you, and they'll answer it when they answer it. Some of those people don't even get on Facebook daily, so it might be a couple of days before they even see it, which is fine. So, but I would say that I think twice, reaching out to like 2,000 people, I think twice people said, dude, you messaged me so early, it woke me up. And I was like, I'm sorry, you had your phone on? Why did you have your phone on? I just figured your phone would be off and you get it when you woke up. Ha ha ha. And then we ended up having a great conversation. Like, you got a response and sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I just figured you'd have your phone on silent. Don't you do that? Don't you keep your phone on silent? What if somebody texts you at 4 a.m. that's just some hello like mine? So the bottom line, Heather, is, and this is what I tell people all the time, because they say, well, what's the ideal time? The ideal situation is that you do it consistently. So if you can only get it done consistently at 4 a.m. or at 11 p.m., that's when you should do it. Because if you're trying to get it done at the perfect time and you can only do that once a week, then that's not going to work for you. Does that make sense? And you'll get it down the road. Like if somebody does get irritated with you, you apologize and just put a note in Teamzy not to contact them during 4 a.m. just to message them later in the day, right? But here's what I want you guys to know is that when your heart is open and your goal is just to make people's day, it comes across. It comes across. And you'll find that you'll be able to get out of those situations by laughing it off. I had a guy once, okay, I just got to tell you this story because I love this story. I had a guy once that he was a real estate broker in Sacramento, California. And I had worked with him for a decade, with he and his wife, on the real estate business. And then when I got into network marketing, I continued to connect with everyone I knew. And so I was connecting with him like, hey, how are you? You know, what's going on with you, whatever. And he responds very pragmatically. He says, hey, Eric, you know, when you were talking about real estate related topics, your content was very relevant to me. But now that you're talking about health and fitness, it's not relevant to me anymore. So I'm going to unfriend you. Harsh, right? Harsh. I'm like, thanks for the 10 years of supporting your business. So I was really mad. And I might have said a few unkind things about him to my wife. And then I collected my thoughts and I thought, it's okay. I don't know. Maybe his heartburn today. I don't know. So I went back and I said, no, I totally understand. But could you do me a favor before you do that? Is there anyone you care about that needs help with their health, their fitness? Because it's my passion to help them. And if you could connect us, I'd love to get them some more information. Do you know that he introduced me to 3 people? And I got the full integrity win out of that one. And I got an opportunity to help new people. Right? And over time, by the way, we became Facebook friends again. But my point is, like, you know, try to get out of that situation and just figure out, okay, how do I make this a win-win for people, even if I irritate them a little bit? You know, if your heart is to serve and help people, you got to help them. And again, I go back to, like, I think we're all parents, right? Everyone that I'm looking at, we all have kids. It goes back to relationships. Your relationship with your kids is the perfect, like, microcosm for relationships in general. When your kids are mean or rude to you, that doesn't end your relationship with them. You think, I need a new approach to get through to this kid so I can help this person be a good person, right? And that's the way it is with prospects and customers and people on our team. Okay, how do I get through? How do I help this person? Okay, I set her off by texting her at 4 a.m. So now how do I continue to connect and make a laugh out of this, right? So, okay. So I've over-delivered on this topic. My point to you, Heather, is just go ahead. If you get up early, just message people and go for it, okay? And if they get irritated, you have a good conversation about it.
Eric, when you were doing the 5 questions there at the end, I was still writing some other note. What was the first question? Like, what do you do to accomplish?
Oh, these questions are all in Teamzy. When you come here, you click on Discover Your Why, and it takes you back to fill out my why. It takes you into Teamzy, and those questions are here. See right here, show questions.
Oh, okay.
First question was, why'd you become a distributor?
Ah, that's the one I missed. Okay, because I was thinking about my wife fitting in, and okay, thank you.
Why'd you become a distributor?
Okay, thank you.
And you can take team members through this. You can just ask them. See, why'd you become a distributor? Why did you? Ask them. What do you want to accomplish? You know, my goal to make $500 a month. I thought that was going to be an easy goal, and my sponsor thought that it was a pretty hard goal because he wasn't making that much. But then he said, "I think you could do that." I said, "Okay." And I, you know, my first month in the business, I made $600, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool, great." I didn't know that it was cool to make money. I mean, I was like, "Yeah, let's do this." So, you know, find out what people's goals are and then help them get there, if that makes sense. Okay. Any other questions?
Thank you.
I know I covered a lot.
What do you do with customers and reps who aren't on Facebook?
They're not on Facebook at all?
Right.
So they'll just have to use the other communication things like text and text. Well, obviously we use email, right? We talk to people on the phone, but reaching out to people and connecting with them in this day and age, we don't call people on the phone because everyone hates it when their phone rings. So if I want to talk to you on the phone, I'm going to text you and I'll say, "Hey, Sue, do you have 5 minutes today? We can jump on a phone call and chat. I want to talk to you about something." And she's going to let me know if she has a convenient time, and then we'll talk on the phone. But I wouldn't just call Sue in this day and age because if I only need to talk to her for 5 minutes, I have to spend 2 minutes of my 5 minutes now overcoming her annoyance that I called her unexpectedly. And it's just kind of our society now. Whereas if we chat a little first, now she's totally primed and excited to talk to me. And as soon as we jump on, you know what I mean? So if somebody's not on Facebook at all, then they're gonna probably use text message the most to do their connects, which is fine. However, it's really challenging to build a business and direct sales without Facebook right now. I mean, Facebook is the greatest marketing gift to our business that anyone could have ever imagined. So what I would say to somebody is like, you know, I wasn't really a big Facebook person until I needed to be for work, for building my network. And then when I saw how amazing it was, I fell in love with it. It's amazing. It's a way to connect with people, lots of people from all over the world, and actually build community and connect. And as far as building the business, it's a no-brainer. So I would encourage people to take a look at that and say, "Hey, you're really missing out." It's like, you know, if you go back in time, you know, 100 years, when telephones started becoming more readily used, and had people that refused to use the telephone and only wanted to send telegrams. That's what it's like. I'm just going to send telegrams. My people are used to that.
Oh, that's the way it was 25 years ago.
So, you know what I mean? So, I mean, it's just communication changes, but we have become so isolated as a society. Facebook has given us a way to feel connected without having to reveal our personal selves to people, right? It's like we let them peek through our windows and we feel like we're connected with them. But because Facebook built Messenger in, it's given us a way to connect directly through all the facade and connect to other human beings. So it's kind of like we've created this whole social thing to protect ourselves, to feel connected without having to connect. And then people come through, all the Teamzy people come through and actually blow people away by connecting with them. And this is what's going to happen to you. Those of you who haven't used Teamzy, your first week, you're going to be like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe how deep these connections are with these silly little scripts. People are like, oh, I can't believe you messaged me today. I so needed to talk to somebody today. I'm going through something. Has that happened to some of you already? Isn't it amazing? It's because people aren't connecting with each other. And when you spend a little moment to connect and invest that time in another person, it makes a huge impact in people. So anyways, to answer your question, they don't have to use Facebook. They just will have to work a little bit harder.
Okay.
However, it cannot be seen as an age thing to not be on Facebook, because the fastest growing demographic on Facebook is over 75. So it's not an age thing with Facebook at all. In fact, the young kids think Facebook's lame.
Mm-hmm.
The teenagers are like, I don't use Facebook. My 19-year-old never used it, but they use Messenger. They
Right.
do use Messenger. So, but I'm not really going for 19-year-olds in my business. Are you guys? Not yet. I want to make sure they can buy their product. Okay. Let's take one more question, and then I'll send you guys on your way.
So I have a question.
Hi, Sue.
So I'm doing the boot camp, and I'm coming up on some people that I see. I look at my activity when I last wrote them,
Mm-hmm.
and I see it's a month ago, and I'm like, these guys haven't heard from me in 10 years. I can't just send another note a month later.
Yeah.
So I tend to move them forward. But I think how to transition it to see, they don't even know what I do other than they see me on Facebook. And those posts, they do come up on Facebook now that I've messaged them. That does work, that repetition. But I think I'm struggling with how to still turn it around. And I've watched that video on how to do that twice. But I don't know, I just am not coming up with the right words. I still feel like I need to figure out a way to turn those conversations around so they do understand what I do, what I have to offer. They all say I'm an inspiration. They love my Facebook posts. I get that all the time, but I need to switch it around.
Okay, so there's a couple things there, and let me address a few. Try to hit all of them. The first one is what you've discovered is 5 stars. I always tell people, if you have 24 5-star people in your life, you're an incredibly networked person, because every 30 days is very often for just reaching out and connecting to people. You're right, and you guys will find that. People. I can't even tell you how many times people go, Eric, I need to adjust this. I need to set it every 4 days. I need to be on top of people. No, you don't. Trust me.
So do it by the days, not that they are on your dream team, say.
Yeah, I mean, I've been teaching this system for 15 years. 30 days, every 30 days is very often. There's not that many people who want to hear from you that often, unless there's a reason. They're a new customer, you want to check in every 30 days. They're a new rep on your team that you want to connect with more often. But just staying in touch with relationships is super often every month. So what you'll probably want to do with those, Sue, is rank them down to 4s or 3 stars.
Okay, that makes sense.
If that makes sense. Now, the transition of the conversation is an art form, and you have to practice it. It's, my analogies. What's a good analogy? When I think of New England, I think of tennis. I don't know why. So I'm going to give you a tennis analogy. Transitioning conversations like playing tennis. It takes practice, and you can get really good at it. Some people are gifted. It's like an art, but everyone can get good at it with practice. Okay. So you just got to keep practicing it. But eventually what I would have you do is you need to pull that trigger, and you need to just ask people, would you like to learn more about what I'm doing? Are you interested in some more information? And I've spent so many years practicing it. I can nuance a little more into that. But I think in the middle of when you share what you do and why you're passionate about it, and this is what I've been doing, and they're like, and you can get that, oh, good for you, Sue. That's great. Just ask, would you like to learn more about this? Would you like some more information about it? Okay. Now, Sue, you will feel like that is the hardest thing you've ever done every time you do it. Even though you're just messaging it to them. But just do it anyway. Like save it somewhere so you can copy and paste it and not have to type it. Just, would you like more information on this? Now, here's what will happen. They will say yes or no. Now, because you've had a good conversation, you've invested in them, this is not a rejection moment. This is not a relationship damage moment. You're just asking them, would you like more information on it? They say no, you plant the seed. Just like I taught you in boot camp, you've got the script. Plant the seed. Okay, well, Sue, no worries. Hey, it was great chatting with you today. I really appreciated catching up. If you do come across anybody, though, who needs help with their health, their vitality, their nutrition, would you please connect us? Because it's my mission to help as many people as I can.
Yeah, I like that.
And they'll say, okay, yeah, I'll keep you in mind. Great. And even if they don't really mean it, you're still planting the seed, and you've left on a good note to pick it up later. And if they say, yeah, I would like some more information. This was the topic of my hour-long rant, our last live coaching call and boot camp, was if they want some more information, how to handle that. Remember I went through that?
Yeah,
But
I need to watch it again probably.
now your goal is, when they say, yes, I would like information, your goal now is to get them on a phone call or get them on a Zoom and find out what specifically they need help with, so that you don't give them general information, so that you give them exactly what they need.
Okay.
And here's what I do is, I just want to tell you guys something. I'm going to just tell you this right now. I don't think of myself as a salesy person. I've always struggled with that. But when it came to this business and really helping people, I got to a point where I really knew what I was talking about. And if you came to me, Sue, and said, this is what I'm struggling with. I've been on high blood pressure medication for this long or whatever, and I'd like to get off of it. And do you think that Juice Plus could help me with the nutrition and all that? And I know that I've got other people that have done this. Is just an example, right? I would say, look, this is what I think you should do. I've had other people do this. These are the products that you need to get. I'm not going to send you a video and say, learn more about the products. I'm going to say, this is your problem. Based on what you're telling me, Sue, you need to get these 3 products. And I'm just going to prescribe it to you. And here's where it is. I'm going to send you the link right now. I'm going to give you instructions on how to make your purchase. Just assume that, so if you get the information that they need, you figure it out exactly. And then it's like, you're there. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So now the sale is made. Now your follow-up is, hey, I noticed that you haven't taken the time to actually do it yet. So let's get you hey, remember we talked about your goals and how excited we were to help you with that? I need to, that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you with your goals. So if you notice the way those scripts are written, it leads them through that process over time.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Now, I'll just tell you guys one little story about my friend Mike. It's a common name. This guy, Mike, he was from Deep South, he was a real estate investor, owned tons of properties, bought properties, rehabbed them, rented them, the whole deal. Somebody I really respected, great business mind. And I messaged him on Facebook, and he wasn't a real active Facebook guy, I could tell, but I figured he's still getting these messages. So I messaged him on Facebook, no response. He came up 3 months later on Teamzy. I messaged him again, no response. Came up 3 months later. I messaged him again, no response. Came up 3 months later. Now it's a year. And I'm thinking, do I even bother messaging him again? Right? And then I thought, what the heck? It's going to take me 2 seconds. Messaged him again. And he responded. He said, hey, man, I'm sorry I haven't responded to your messages. I don't use Facebook that often. But I have been watching you. And I just wanted to see, first and foremost, if you would actually stick to this thing. He says, so I just wanted you to know that I've been watching. I've been to your site. I've researched it. I'm ready to get started. I want to do this program, this program, this program. I'd like to come in as a distributor. Can you call me this week so we can set everything up? And I'm so glad he did that, because that gave me the courage to never give up on anyone who's not responding. Does it make sense? And it was like, how awesome is that? Consistency is how you build trust. Remember, we talked about that early in the call. So anyways, I don't remember what the question was. I got off on my tangent. But hopefully I helped in some way. But so, Sue, your thing is you're going to keep sharpening your knives. You're going to keep getting better at the skills of the transition. But in the meantime, you just got to get it out. Would you like some more information? Can I get you more information on this? Okay, just do it. And if they say no thanks, no worries at all. Hey, it was great connecting with you, Sue. I really appreciate it. And if you come across anyone who could use my help in this, please connect us. And that's it. Because what happens is, what they're expecting is, when they say no thanks, you say why, and you try to overcome their objection with something. They're not interested right now. Just plant the seed and move on. What happens is, as you say, they're going to start watching you on Facebook. They're going to start getting engaged with your journey down the road. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, ladies and gents, it's been fun, but it's time for me to send you all to bed. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Thanks, Jackie, for setting this up. I hope you guys have a great day. Get into Teamzy, get your free trials going, get your team into free trials, okay? And then if you're in a free trial, set up your subscription. It's super inexpensive. It's less than 60 cents a day for Juice Plus.
It's worth it.
Give me a break. Did you plan all that for you for 60 cents? What'd you spend 60 cents on today? Right? So thank you again for having me. God bless you. We'll talk to you soon. Jackie, I'll send you the recording in the morning so you have the link for everybody. Take care.